And welcome back. We are in the afternoon session today here at the New Zealand Mixed Ultimate Championships Div 1. Quarter final fever is upon us, and just then you probably heard the siren in the background. We have a ripper of a game here. Again, all games so far today have been absolutely fantastic. This one is not going to be an exception, I suspect. Quarter final action between Hammertron Prime, they're in black to the right of screen, and Big in white to the left of screen. We are getting this usual Christchurch afternoon breeze. It's only going to pick up for the next game. Expect a bit of zone. There goes the first disc. It's going up in the air and it lands just in. That's a very good pull under these conditions. As I said, the wind picks up. And we have Hammertron Prime looking to really inject it. And a great D there.
That's a great big defense from Titoff Smith, passing on to number 11 Sheridan, passing to Panaya Smith, and back to Titoff Smith. Passing to Panaya Smith again, looking for a pass. Straight to Booth. Back to Panaya Smith. Passing to Sheridan, passing to Panaya Smith, almost lost it. Back to Sheridan. Passing it through Van Bergen. Looking for a hug, looking for a pass. Passing to Panaya Smith and score. Panaya Smith with the assist. Passing to and that was a score from Titoff Smith.
Here we see it again. This is the D in action. Nice little box out, gets his hand up. Possible second chance effort there, unable to bring that one down. And we see the return score. Nice little low release. Lazy around the backhand to number 24.
That is Titoff Smith, now scoring 1 for Big.
So Big getting the first break. Happy about that one. One in the bag already. How are Hammertron Prime going to respond? How are they going to answer this one? It's going to be a slight roller. It'll come around. Disc is stopped nicely there by McQuoid. Picked up initially by Doherty. Centered. Now it's on the high side. Comes back to Doherty. Nothing happening there. Nice little pop through the middle there. We see Carter moving up the far sideline, and that's a drop by McDonald.
Huge defense for Mason, now Big with the disc. That is Sheridan, passing to Titoff Smith. Passing to Reisner. Reisner looking to pass to Titoff Smith. Passing to Buck. And chug it to the end zone. Oh, Reisner almost got it.
Yeah, nice effort there. I think the wind might have played a little bit of a role in that, just bobbling the disc just before Reisner trying to get her hand to that. So dangerous territory here. Carter picks up the discs. Centers it. Possible Callahan. Nice low release. That's a really nice looking look for Doherty. Keep moving it around. Now it goes up the sideline. In through the hands of Deo, now Doherty again. High side, through the middle. That's a nice little pop there by Carter. Carter back to Doherty. Still on the high side. It's a nice position. Almost halfway up the field. Another nice pop there. Nice spin on that disc, keeping it nice and low there. What can Carter do? That's a lovely looking around, picked up nicely. Redwell, 88 into the front left end zone. And I think McDonald is the receiver. So really good stuff. Hammertron Prime respond. Have a score tied up at 1-1. See here, replay there, just bobbles out of the hands of Reisner trying to get it. Let's look at this nice around, over the top. Didn't quite make it into the front of the end zone, but the next pass definitely did. Good work from Hammertron Prime. Leveling up the score, 1 apiece. There's a roller going out the sideline.
Caddy picking up the disc. Passing to Whitlock. Passing back to Caddy. Passing back to Whitlock. Passing to Cuddy Squires. Passing to Whitlock. Through the middle there to Roman. Back to Caddy. That's a huge hug to the end zone. Is it in? It floated right off the field.
The wind beats them all. Frost, though, will have nothing of that. Really wants to make sure. Gives him a little bit of time to recover as well as he just smacks it down, smacks it away. Playing for fantasy points. There he comes, smacking it away.
Win.
Nice little under. Continuation from Frost now. Stuck on the sideline, goes for the big look. Good, nice pull down. Now we've got Eli. Wilcock knocking on the door. Red zone fever. Good idea to centre it. Hogan, safe hands as always. Hogan back to Wilcock, back to Hogan. Bit of a 1-2. Wilcock breaking free again. Hogan having nothing of that. Wants the goal line. Wilcock uses his big frame. Bodies his defender out. Bit of a fake there, nice lead. Has to go for the dump, back to Hogan again. These two will hold it for a while if they have to. There's a nice little break in and under from Hogan to Frost. Frost, I'll give him the double happiness. It was a very gratuitous block at the other end, but I'll give him that one. Nice work. So a nice little comeback there from the Prime. Can see that big put coming down, gain them 90% of that field just then. Hogan, nice little under, IO backhand. Frost says thank you very much. Really good play from the Prime. Here we see, she sees the cut, down, low, rising disc. Frost more than able to meet that challenge there. So score is 2-1. Big breaking out of their huddle right now.
Big support from the sidelines there, cheering on to their team. That's to Whitlock, passing to Lynch, to Whitlock again. Passing to Zoe. Looking for a pass. Lynch is poached. Oh, almost caught it. Now it's a turnover.
Walking casually up to the disc, no rush here. Deo makes the first handler cut. There's no fill now. We get the fill. A little bit too late for Kelly Carter. Wasn't happy about the timing of that. Deo throws in a few fakes now. Doherty up the sideline again. Nothing, high stall count. Brings it back towards the middle in the hands of McDonald. Pushing it through Quixley. And back to Carter. That's Hemi, puts it long, but that's easily taken by Big.
That was a great caught from Panaya Smith. Now passing on to Bogetsky. Passing back to Panaya Smith. Back to Bogetsky, and eventually big defense there from Prime.
Yeah, hold 35. Nice defense. You see here, we have a set play happening now. Carter casually picks up the disc. Break side from the front. Open side from the back. That one didn't come off. The pass going a little bit too slow to Dale on the high side. Carter demanding it back. That's a low one-handed grab there from Doherty. Great work. Carter to Doherty. So Prime really stamping their mark on this match. Here we see it. Kelly Carter demanding that. Puts in a few big fakes. Here comes a cut. You can see it on screen there. Low one-handed grab with the right hand. Make sure of it. Well done. Here it comes. Sees it right now. Pivots out. Low. Great grab there by Doherty. Scores now 3-1. Hammertron Prime taking it away early with a 2-point lead. How good's that?
That is really great, especially when you can really see that Big was fighting, not giving them like an easy opening as well. So the last grab was wonderful. Now we can see on the field, all members of the Big team is on the field supporting each other, hoping to get a point after this, I guess.
Yeah. How about the weather at the moment?
It is pretty windy, but it's sunny outside as well.
So Prime with the pull, the roll is stopped.
Yeah, Whitlock passing to Joe. Nice to the side by Titoff Smith. And a big hug to the end zone here. Nice catch from Whitlock. Oh, now it's a call of travel.
Yeah, Titoff Smith, but wasting no time in putting that one up. Has to come back though. Big. Won't be happy with that. Checks the wind.
This is in. Tito Smith passing to Panaya Smith. Another hug. Now passing back to Whitlock. And there's a huge hug. Will it be in? Almost.
Almost, but we have a party spoiler there by Prime. Maria Smith comes in. Just make sure. I thought that might stay out a bit more than it did, but Whitlock in the end measured it very well, just didn't count on the defender coming in. We have Downey going deep, looked off. Wilcott holstering it. And that went straight through the hands of Smith.
And that is a score for
8-10.
Big.
Yeah.
8-10.
We have Whitlock to Zhao.
Whitlock to Zhao. That was a great. I love that Whitlock was very quick on making sure to pass on the disc and having a good play.
Really the luck of the gods there, landed in his hands as it went through the hands of Maria Smith. See it here again, just pretty much straight through the hands. Whitlock almost had a straight grab, would have made his job a whole lot easier if he did, but ends up in the hands of Zhao. You can see here Big's roster. We've got more of their live streams as well. There we go, Jackson, Zhao, Whitlock there as well. Nicholas Whitlock has been a pretty big player for this big team. Very essential. He's their coach, so he's doing well. Hopefully he learned from his last match. And I'm sure they would have had a big look at this Hammertron Prime lineup as well. That lands in. Hogan happy to holster it for a little bit, just holds on to it. Zoned look here from Big, not surprised. Now it goes wider. Deo doing the popping, does that nicely. Carter on the far side. We've got 4 handlers back doing some popping as well. Carter continues her journey going across the front. Doherty, now to Deo. Bit of a juke there, wants it up the line. Got to be a high stall count. We have a drop there. Carter won't be happy with that.
Big is taking that time to set it up, hoping to get a score here. Now on the disc is Panaya Smith. Passing to Titoff Smith. Passing back. Oh, the wind picked it up. But that's a great cover from Terry. Passing back to Panaya Smith, to Titoff Smith. Oh, the wind is picking it up again. That's a great cover again from Terry. Ooh, that's a great catch. Panaya Smith. Sheridan with the hug at the end. And score. Sheridan passing to Booth.
Yeah, great look there, nice. I like the weight on that disc Sheridan had as it went to Booth. Gave her a lot of time to run onto that. See that disc as the wind takes it up. Great backing up there by Terry.
As you can see there, Sheridan passing to Booth. Really nice there.
Yeah, good look.
Now the score is 3-3.
So back to a close one. Hammertron Prime getting a couple of early breaks. We're at 3-1 at one stage, maybe looking to extend their lead. Big, digging deep. Fought back well. Have the last 2 points. Can they get a third? Can they take back the lead? They got the first point of this game. Wind is definitely picking up. Expect some more zone. That'll roll. It'll bounce a little bit. Rolls back. A little bit of a foot out just to help that stop as Whitlock gets it. Carter comes across. Downey one hand. Had to make sure his foot was in. I couldn't quite tell. I was watching his hand just to make sure that he picked it up. Here we go. Oh, I think that foot was just on the line. He gave it a little skip. Do we see that back foot? Oh, I didn't quite see it. Actually might have been in. Either way, we're back to play. Turnover.
Now Reisner passing it, but Booth didn't quite grab it.
Another turnover. So this point, a little bit scrappy from both sides. Himo with the disc. Back to Whitlock. High side. Zone pressure here from Big. Big in white. Hammertron in black. Himo. Now on the low side, having to work it back up. Nice effort there by Big. Unfortunate, and we get a hand in there. Great work.
That's a great defense from Reisner, stopping the continuation. Now passing to Sheridan. Sheridan passing to Booth. Passing to Sheridan. That was a call made.
We have a pick on the field. That's why the players are so free. Downey calling that.
So the disc is back to Sheridan. Passing to Reisner. Looking for end zone. Oh. Unfortunately, Jadeja dropped it. Now it's a turnover.
Downey wanted to run. He wanted something deep, but the zone coverage prevented that. A lot of little handler passes at the moment. Carter fakes it off. Whitlock, great grab. He's got a couple of options wide. Opts to settle the disc down, not use them. As I said, it's gusting here at the moment. Every throw is critical. These players have the skills. Downey now, that's what we're talking about. Keep it low to the ground. Don't let the wind affect it. Carter looking maybe to put it back to Downey. Opts instead to head more central to Smith. That's gonna go high. Downey with a great read, recognised that was gonna be high early. and throws it away. Something happened there, forcing that turnover.
Sheridan picking up the disc. Passing to Reisner. Passing back to Sheridan. Passing to Jadeja. That's a long pass to Booth. Passing it to the end zone. And Burke catches it. Burke catches it with the assist from Booth. Putting them 4-3 now in the lead.
Yeah, great passage of play there. Good to see Burke in the action. Didn't see a lot of her in the earlier match in our coverage today. But comes through with a point. Should be very happy about that.
This is Wilcock on black 0. Wilcock, not Whitlock. Whitlock is on white. Also, you don't have to say passing. Just say their names.
All right.
Names. Don't worry about the word passing. Good job.
Here we see Burke in celebration. Hammertron Prime break. A little bit of a call there. Not too sure if that was a timeout, but both teams going into huddles. Big with the pull. T-Dov Smith with the pull. What will he do? Feeling a roller. No. Levels out quite nicely. What will the wind do with that? It's pushing it, out it goes. Bricks the call. Don't want to be stuck on this low side, especially that close to the defensive end zone. Doherty with purpose to the brick mark. Again, pulling out the zone. Big hands of Whitlock in the defense. Gets a foot to it. Gets the grab, brings it down, makes sure of it.
Sheridan, huge to the end. Whitlock caught it. And it was called outside.
A bit too much eagerness in that last pass. Expect something quick here from Doherty. Gives it back. Wasn't really expecting that 1-2 so quick. Moving it freely. Hogan to Dio. Comes back to Doherty. Over the top. Dio, Hogan, Doherty in amongst it. Comes to Monsall. Definitely going to be a handler set as we move it slightly upwind. As I said, high side is where they are at the moment, but wind's also coming right to left. So they are going into the wind. Dio, Monsall, Doherty. They will be getting a lot of touches. Who's going to be the first to crack? How's that patience going? See a lovely cut through the middle there by Quixley. Decides to enter into the equation. At the moment, handler's quite happy to work it up. Couple of steps at a time. Hogan free. comes across, looking for those holes. Whitlock bouncing off of one. That's just heavy containment at the moment. Just right on the halfway mark. That's where we are at the moment. Maunsell, frustration. How will their patience go? Back to Maunsell. All of these players, they look solid. Whitlock encroaching in there, trying to get a poach D. Big hands. Hogan's going to have trouble getting it around Whitlock's hands. That one goes up the sideline for a bit of gainer. There's Quixley. Good sensible play here, keeping it on the high side. You do not want to bring it down to the low side. Get stuck, throw something high into the wind, gets caught. Front side goes high. As we saw before where Whitlock got that foot block. There's the turn, just pretty much a throwaway. Maunsell to Hogan.
Big with the disc, that is Titoff Smith. Oh.
Quixley wants Quixley in with the D. It was a lazy throw at the end of the day. What about this throw? Titoff Smith pushing Quixley under. Now we have a bit unsighted here. Looks like Titoff Smith's on the ground. I didn't see how heavily he landed. It's getting up now. Oh, he got a knee in the face just as he came down on top of Quixley. So Titoff Smith's being brought off the field. See that there. Up, coming down. Quixley landed slightly awkwardly, rolled over, and just as he did, Titoff Smith landed on his knee as he was rolling. The score is still at 4-3 to Big. Wait for a substitution. No, we're not having a substitution. Looks like Titoff Smith is going to stay on the field. So he's recovered. They've worked it out. It's contested, I think. So that's how that. No, Titoff Smith is coming off at the end of all that. So he'll get that looked at. He looks relatively okay, but obviously having to come off the field, never a good thing. Disc is going to come back now. In the hands of Maunsell. Maunsell taps the disc into play. Start play again. A lot of touches by these handlers. The wind holding up this Hammertron Prime offense as much as the Big defense is. It's hard enough having to try and force your way through one set of defense, but having two and having the wind, that bobbled up, and Dio read that well. Lucky to come down with that, I'd say luck, but a lot of skill there to adjust. Comes back through the hands of Carter. Now we're on the low side. Maunsell, haven't seen a lot of that. A lot of traffic, a lot of congestion. I didn't see who touched that last though. I'm not too sure anyone actually got a hand to that, so a clean throw away by Maunsell.
This is now with Big. Passing to Booth. Panaya Smith, Whitlock, Sheridan. A huge hug to end zone. Will Reisner get it? And she caught it. Putting another score for Big.
That was huge. Sheridan to Reisner. She lost the disc for a little while there, had to look over her shoulder. You see Whitlock collecting that one. That was the one. Oh, that was close actually. I didn't get to see that on replay before. He called it up. Well, I think like the rest of us. Let's have a look at that again. Back foot's in. Oh, I think he actually might have had that in the end. Great camera angle there. Well, we're talking about the crew we've got here. What a great crew we have here this weekend. Everyone in fine form. Today we've got Mike on our front camera. We've got Katie here. We've got Rex, Rachel, myself, Aiden, aka Bella, as well as Zoe. We'll have Toby a bit later on, commentating with Rachel. Shout out to all our sponsors, all our friends who help us with this broadcast. Canterbury Ultimate bringing you this great spectacle, this show, New Zealand Ultimate Mixed Nats Div 1. Day 2, closing stages. We're in the quarterfinals here. Hammertron Prime versus Big. Disc goes up. And that's out by a few meters. Not a bad effort in this wind. Wilcock letting that one go. As expected, zone implemented by Big. Big one up there by Carter. Downey underneath it. He's got the chops for that. He's got the read. He's got the sit. Nothing was going to stop him from getting that one. Great put there from Carter all the way to Downey. Big wind up, backhand, power, sit. Downey had the front position, made sure he kept it. Nothing the defender could do about that. So Hammertron Prime reeling one back. Trailing by just one now. At the moment, Big are asking the question, what is the gender at the moment? Prime responding. A little bit of confusion on the field. We have the whole Big sideline still listening to find out what the play is going to be from Big. Prime are out there. Their coach is out there letting them know who the matchups will be. So it looks like, at the moment, it looks like, just looking at the call, Hammertron Prime are going to go match. It looks like they're not going to put a zone on. We'll see if that comes to fruition or not. Could be a smart play, mixing up the defense. And that hits. Huck goes up, it's a low one, hits the sideline, crowd. Asking where it went out before he makes the call to pick it up. He has to make the call before he picks it up where he's going to bring it in. And I didn't see a hand signal to say it was going to be a brick. There's a violation.
It's their own team.
So
You don't get to benefit from your own team.
from my look, it touched someone out of bounds, which means it's out. Still in discussion. They asked for a repull. So I'm not too sure of the rules exactly here. The discussion on the field is if the pulling team is on the sideline and they're the one that touch it, then it doesn't count. I can't say yay or nay to that. If you know, have a look, write in. Please in the comments help us out there. Either way, we're going to get a repull from Prime because it touched some of their players on the sideline. That gives them slightly better position.
Keddy looking for a pass. Whitlock. Back to Keddy. To O'Connor. Hook to the end. Whitlock touching it barely on his fingertips, but missed it.
Yeah, he had a Prime player there ready to take it and had the good sense to pull out, knowing that if he kept his trajectory, would have fallen on top of her. I think that was Perry who was in the way from Hammertron Prime. So good positioning by Perry early, meaning that Big weren't able to get that score. Back in play, action. Frost, nice line cut, looks it off. Hemi, inside flick. Oh, that was a tough one to catch from Doherty.
Whitlock to Carter Squires. Passing it to the end zone. And caught it by Bogetsky. What a great assist by Carter Squires.
Yeah, that first one was a bit of a zinger. Wasn't able to quite collect it in his hand. Had to go low, causing the turnover. Quick turnover from Big.
Bogetsky scoring now, putting Big to 6-4, putting another score for them. That was a great grab by her.
That's the way you catch a disc, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Safe as houses, big wide hands, coming down, especially in windy conditions. If it bobbles, at least you got a good chance of getting it and adjusting for it early. Roller from Reisner. Wind is pushing that wide. It's going to keep pushing that wide. Sideline help. They're allowed to do that. Not allowed to throw it on the field. Carter wants to bring it in quickly. That's a lovely pass into the wind. Putting it across the field. Downey now. Dancing feet, dancing shoes on. Asking for a travel is Big. Either way, everything's going to be stopped. Downey looks pretty when he's got his dancing shoes on. Bobbles all over the place, left, right and centre. He's a hard mouse to catch. But sometimes his footwork undoes him because the opposition don't quite see what he's doing. Comes back to Downey, tries to thread it, and straight away a big D there by 34.
A big hand block by Van Bergen. Sheridan with the disc. Looking for a score. And caught it. Safely landed in Terry's hands.
Timeout called. So we have 7-4. There we have Sheridan with the assist, Terry with the goal. So both teams talking about this win, talking about the turnover factor, knowing that right now we're on the precipice of half time. Both teams fully out, big in a tight huddle. Prime, even though they're trailing, slightly more relaxed in their look, still have their line called. They know who's going to be playing on the field. They have a strong offensive lineup at the moment. Big breaking out of their huddle now. They've got their game plan. The game plan, no doubt, will be get the turn, take the point. Let's not make it too hard for ourselves, folks. Things settle down now. Whitlock ready to pull. Disc up in the air. Prime ready. There's the one. Goes up. It's a big one. It's giving a lot of edge. He's going to let that bounce just to make sure. I think Hogan touched that. Has to bring it in quickly if she wants to get it off that sideline. Readjusted. Call of Callahan goes out. There's a turnover though. At least they made probably 10, maybe 15 meters on that. I say at least. It's never a happy day when you have to say at least.
Now the turn is really nearing the end zone. Panaya Smith picking up the disc. To Sheridan. And a huge defense from Prime.
Doherty just making sure that went into the ground. Probably could have caught the first one, probably could have caught the second. He was off to the races. And we have another turn. That slipped out of the hands of Hogan. It'll go down as a turnover. That Wilcock urging some deep cuts. Great one-handed grab there by Carter. She wants to put it again. Now they're halfway down the field. Wilcock across the side. Has to jump for it. Wilcock up the line. Where's the field? There's the field from Carter. Goes behind her. She touches it.
Panaya Smith.
Calls a timeout. Sensible heads prevail.
Yeah, that's fine. Just keep going. Fast. You have that's all right.
So we have a timeout here.
I think it's a much needed timeout. Taking some time to strategize back.
Strategize, exactly.
And the wind is getting a bit more aggressive.
Both teams. This is a long point for both teams. We're at 4-7, halfway mark, closing in on us. Prime, out of their timeout now, want to get things going. Big will have to set up first.
I got some information that there is 7 turnovers for this point. That's quite a lot.
That is a lot. It has been a long point.
Big setting it up. Hoping the plan goes well. Great grab by Whitlock. Panaya Smith. Buck. Reisner. Back to Buck. It's up the line. Almost caught it.
That was Frost from Prime going into the back of, I didn't see the player, did you pick who that was? Who's the big player on the ground at the moment?
I didn't quite catch. It all happened so fast.
Can't quite tell from here.
Lie to us.
Looks like Reisner. So Frost poaching off his player, Whitlock. The rest of the players back in their place, haven't moved. It was a big bid from Frost. There'll be a discussion. More big players coming in to lend their ears and opinion. Both players just still sitting on the ground. Neither of them looking extremely injured at the moment. Doesn't mean to say that they aren't. They're asking now for opinions. McDonald from Prime gives her opinion. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to those players to work it out themselves. Number 9 gets up, walks to the sideline. I think she wants a sub. Hand signals show a contested foul. So we have a substitution for Big. And if it's contested foul, I suspect that's going to go back to Burke. As it does.
Back to Buck. Bogetsky subbing in.
I'll just make a quick acknowledgement that wasn't Reisner. You can see Reisner in front of me now.
This is in. Reisner. Bogetsky. Whitlock. That was a great grab by Bogetsky, jumping into the end zone. Now putting up another point for Big.
And that takes us to half time. Thank you for staying with us. We'll be back after this halftime break. Apologies for technical difficulties we've had in the meantime, but we will be back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Regardez ULTI.TV.
Deviens un membre d'ULTI.TV et fais grandir ta communauté.
Tack ULTI.TV ställer med eroginkime ultimate vendromene.
Si quieres ayudar a ULTI.TV, puedes ser miembro de ULTI.TV.
Everyone, follow ULTI.TV on Instagram, on YouTube. They've got everything.
Best content.
Like their pictures if you love Frisbee. Just do it.
We're counting on you.
Bli medlem på ULTI.TV.
Became member
of ULTI.TV.
Mamma mia.
Contribue au développement d'Ultimate avec ULTI.TV.
Like and subscribe. ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
We want to grow Ultimate.
We want to grow Ultimate. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We have our signature style 2-camera setup,
with thousands of hours of experience.
and our crew is globally dispersed to facilitate coverage everywhere around the world. We can also scale back our broadcast with just one elevated camera, or scale up with 2 fields, 2 cameras, and 2 commentators on each.
We work with local teams and we all have the same mission, to grow the sport and bring it to new people by providing live coverage and news stories.
Become a member today on our Patreon page.
And fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories, ideas and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond. We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
what you can do. Make a move, the way my hands feel on your body, the way we're dancing in the dark. With every move I make, you're falling. Yeah. The way my lips feel on your body, the way we're moving in the dark. With every breath we take, you're falling. Maybe somewhere I haven't been before. I don't wanna kill the vibe. I don't wanna feel it if it don't feel right. I just wanna breathe the ice. There's so much more to life than tears.
So again, apologies for any technical difficulties. It is a strong wind here as well. You might be able to hear some of that through the microphones. Come out of the halftime, we have Big on 8 and we have Hammertron Prime on 4. You can hear the big cheer squad at the moment. You can hear the big cheer squad at the moment. Disc has gone out, so we're going to get a brick from Big.
Cardi Squires with the disc. And play on. Whitlock. Huge chuck to the end. Great fight, but miss it.
Yeah, Doherty from Prime going every inch of the way. I think that's with Hetty. So Doherty getting the better of that matchup. Wouldn't say either of them are slow. No. Whitlock pulled the trigger and really was living on a hope and a prayer that his receiver would come down with that. Himai gives the disc to the low side and wants it back straight away. Quixley is not going to get his hands on that.
That's great defense from Cardi Squires. Now a turnover for Big. So, Whitlock. To O'Connor. Cardi Squires. Looking for a pass. To Keddy. O'Connor again. Passing it to the end. Whitlock with the huge grab. Securing another point for Big.
Yeah, so Big taking the first point of this half. I'll definitely be happy with that one. The up the line throw initially, just not having enough oomph on it. It was directed towards Quixley. And instead, lagging well and truly behind him by a number of meters, allowing for the easy turnover, the easy D. The Prime at the moment, watching with each point that Big gets, watching their chances of a semi-final berth fading away. No Downey for one, he's on the line. He'll be fighting hard. He's got to make sure that keep a cool head. Play the percentages. Risk versus reward may not be the equation you want in your head at the moment. And I was blindsided there. I didn't see if that landed on the line, and we're getting calls from both teams that it landed out, possibly directly on the line. So Hogan will bring that in. Burke on the mark. Points to the cross. X marks the spot. That's the treasure. It's where it's all hidden. It's where it's buried. Dio has to stretch out wide. Lovely cut up the line by Hogan. Power position, unable to capitalise on that one. That goes up and over. I tell you what, Vaughan Wilson will be spewing. Mate, spewing. He's hiding it well. You can see it's all internalised.
Tito Smith to Reisner, but the wind picking it up.
Yeah, Reisner getting a finger on that. Dio now taking his time. Big fake. Planted his pivot foot firmly. He's free, but Hogan wants the line. Teed off Smith with the intercept and the big wind up. Oh, Dio gets the finger to it. He was held up. I personally felt the body was planted. I didn't catch the name of the player. Did you see how that player was? On Big? 21, I think.
21. Oh, it was Panaya Smith.
Panaya.
Fighting for the disc as well.
Yeah, with Dio. I felt that he had position. So Panaya Smith had position. He stopped. And then Dio ran into him. That was my gut call. So they're going to say it's contested and go back. Both players tap hands. Good spirit. Good discussion.
So the disc is back to Tito Smith. To Reisner. Oh, throwing it out.
Yeah, that was an interesting look from Reisner, the way she rotated her body. Throwing it across the field, it floated well, but just wasn't directed to her target. Dio. Nice pivoting there to Downey. Low flick directed. What's going to happen now? What is Wilson going to do to Downey? Dio, an option for relief. Now the mark closes in, allowed to make the stall count from 3 meters out. Downey, safe hands, collects that one. Coming around from behind, have Taylor. Dio trying to get away from that one. Oh, and that's a drop by Downey. That's a drop by Downey. Look at him, he looks up straight away, knows what he's done, had the opportunity. Taylor, that was actually a good look, I think, from her. Downey was free, it got delivered into his hands. Teed off Smith brings it up to the line.
Passing up to, oh, that was a huge defense from Prime.
Yeah, McCoy getting in there, had a position. Again, good spirit that the offense realized she had position, avoided the collision, and knew that in avoiding the collision, wouldn't come down with the disc. And that was from Dio to Downey. That looked easy, easier than a lot of them they've had. Prime peg one back. I've got the score at 5-9 here to big.
I think the last call was great. They had a lot of patience and it really paid off.
Yeah, I think it was good. It was discussed in a good spirit. You could definitely see that. All players here have been really happy about the way we've had a lot of the calls discussed. There's been no sort of big grand gestures or, you know, people being upset about the call. And that's one of the, I think, the aspects that I personally love about Ultimate Frisbee is the fact that you can have a respectful discussion. You don't have to get in someone's face. You don't have to get angry because someone else makes a call which you disagree with. And in New Zealand, ultimately, you can see that spirit of the game is alive and well and very healthy.
Oh, that's very good to hear.
Okay, so now ready for the pull from Prime. Into the wind. Let's see how far we can get this one. Kelly Carter.
Joe picking it up. Keddy. To Bagetsky. To O'Connor. Lynch. Taking her time. Keddy. Bagetsky. So.
It's coming! It's coming! It's coming! Next march!
Keddy. So. Oh, and that was a score.
Yeah, nice little jump there. Although someone's going to disagree there. Felt that he caught it and then jumped. The people around him were saying they thought it was in. I'm not too sure if Quixley was one of them that was there. And it looks like it is going to be called out. So resume play with Wilcock on the mark.
Zoe. Bagetsky. Back to Zoe. Keddy. Lynch. Keddy. Looking for opening. And in it goes. That was a score by Ruhlman.
Good patience there from Big. They could have so easily got frustrated with that first call where Zhao jumped it in. Could have got frustrated with that it was called back, but they didn't. They held their nerve. They kept their patience. They moved it around, looked for the opening, knowing it will come. That's all you can do. And I think personally it's the best way of knocking on the door of your offensive end zone. Just keep moving it, wait patiently, an option will come. It's very hard to keep your awareness for a long time and covering all options when you're on defense in the end zone. At some point or other, a hole is going to open up. You're not going to catch it out the corner of your eye.
I totally agree with that.
Scores at 10-5 to Big. That's a lovely pull there. Zone set up by Big. Hogan has nothing. Doherty looked off, realizing that there's going to be something. Still count high. Now Doherty gets it. Rises a little bit. It sits well enough for him. Hogan. Doherty looking for that little jump pop run through. I don't think he's going to get that one though. Nice little give the go there. Goes down the sideline. Mornsel. Clean drop through his hands. I think it's just, should have been on his chest. It was to his side. Turned side on. We get Tito Smith going to the disc.
Chuck to the end. And that was a great catch by Reisner.
Tito Smith, nice look to Reisner. Taking that nicely. Score. Definitely no argument about that one.
That was a clean pass to Reisner, and she also securely caught it in her hands and really putting up yet another score for Big.
I'm not too sure how much longer we have left of this game. We've had word from other fields of some big scores to Papapa. Moving through easily. In our other game, I think with Euphoria, it's a bit closer. There we go, Whitlock. Breaks open the long white cloud hovering over the skies of Christchurch. Dio lets it land, gives it to Carter. Downey, outstretched, hands, arms, not for the first time. Collects it to save his side. Wilson now holding the disc in the air. Dio coming back to help out. Kelly Carter. Oh, and that one went straight out the hands. Again, maybe the wind having a little bit of control in that outcome. So Wilson with the drop. Downey now on the mark.
Sheridan picking up the disc. To Van Bergen. Passing it to the end, but was blocked by Prime.
Yeah, nice little block there by Frost. He's had a fairly good game defensively. Carter to pick up the disc. Oh, almost. We've got Downey going long. The only question is, does he have the legs to catch it? Oh, one-handed! Can you believe that? One-handed! Why would you? Anyway, it's a moot point now. The turn is there. Look at that dejection. And it's not the first time he's found himself in the end zone and hasn't taken the disc.
Sheridan walking up to the line. Reisner. Sheridan. Back to Reisner. Sheridan. Whitlock. Through the middle to Panaya Smith. Van Bergen. Panaya Smith. Sheridan. Back to Panaya Smith. That was a great pass to Reisner. Looking for it in, and Burke catches it.
Reisner with a cheeky little juke back and forth and using that backhand to Burke. Seen that a few times already from Reisner. Good way to evade your mark. Give that distance in front of you. Make the score. Big extend their lead, 5-12.
Looking at the field, I really love the commitment of big players all being in one field again.
Watching the Hammertron Prime line at the moment. See Wilcock on there. He gets down on his knees, rubs his hand in the dirt to dry them. He doesn't want to make sure that he has slippery hands or misses any catches. Using Mother Nature's chalk from the earth. As the disc is taken early. Now Wilcock has it in hand. Hogan releases, wastes no time. Quixley, can he take it? He can. Tall Timber makes the grab, comes across. Doherty now. And look at that short pass that Doherty did just to make sure of everything. I didn't quite see who the scorer there was. I think it was McCoy. It's either her or Hall. Apologies, I didn't quite see that. I think it was McCoy though. Prime peg one back to make it 6-12, half of big score.
Big with the sideline cheer. Panaya Smith. To O'Connor. Putting in. Almost.
That didn't come back in. Did not come back in.
I also thought it hit the ground.
Defense didn't look like he touched it to me. So Kelly Carter with a short 30-40 metre jog. Straight up the sideline into the hands of Frost. Big run through D there by Big.
That was a great hand block by Panaya Smith, smacking it out of the field. Bagetsky. Joe. Huck. And Lynch caught it. And O'Connor scores.
I think it's number 56 for Big.
O'Connor safely grabbed the disc into her hands.
Yeah, look, Lynch, for a moment there I didn't think she had it. Prime player barreling down on top of her. Reaches out, one hand, strong grab, pulls it close to her chest and says, no, this is mine. I love the strength in that. So I've got 13-6 as the score in front of me. Nice pull, that'll come down, that'll bounce a little bit, the wind will take it. Pushes it to the ground and sends it straight away to Doherty. Over to Mornsall now, high side. Wind behind their backs, coming from the far side of your screen to the near side. Goes upfield, Wilson with it, settles it, looking for something in front, has to opt for a backward pass, 2 metres, that's all. Monsell puts a few fakes in, isn't seeing anything. Goes across to the far side in McDonald. Fakes the hammer. Very much in your face defense here by Big. Again, Van Bergen on the mark with all the running duties. We've seen that before. Holding up nicely. Elects not to throw it full side of the field. That one's angling back in. 2 or 3 options. Did she drop it? No. Collected it. It's in her hands. Looking for the dump. Doherty. 1-2. Back. She gets it. Score by McQuoid. Alicia McQuoid. Saviour of the day for Hammertron Prime. Now have the score at 7-13. I'm not going to say it's impossible. I'm going to say it's improbable. But it's not impossible for Prime to stage a comeback. It's never too late to stage a comeback.
We can never really know until it ends.
Dio with the pull for Hammertron Prime. Here it goes up. Nice and flat. It's got a lot of sting in that tail.
Bogetsky. Whitlock. Sending it to Keddy. To Zoe. Whitlock. Bogetsky. Zoe. Whitlock. Back to Zoe. Keddy. Whitlock. Nearing the end zone now. And that's a score by Cuddy Squires. It was very nice, easy, quick passes by Big and ending it in a score. Now the score is 7-14 to Big. So we can see here passing to Whitlock. Seeing Cuddy Squires open and passing it and safely grab it.
Yeah, nice little juke there by Cuddy Squires.
Great.
Keddy, see that pass there. Whitlock using it. Good use of his long legs, and Cuddy Squires leaving Dio in the dust. So potentially 1 point away now from ending this match. Big will want to do that, no doubt. Hammertron Prime will have other thoughts in their heads. So it's 7-14 at the moment to big. Hammertron Prime trailing. Is this the end of their golden dream to win Mix Nats New Zealand Ultimate Div 1 this year? We suspect so, but we're not going to make that call right until the last second. Hits the ground after the pull. It's stopped. Little bit of confusion, so quickly has to pick it up. Comes across to the near side. Wilson with the disc at the moment. Good defense at the moment as well. Panaya might have got his fingertip on that one, but it's let through. This could be an easy one. Doherty, mate, he clutches his head. He was looking, I think it was Quixley as well. Quixley was flat-footed. And I think Doherty was just looking the way he was facing and threw it in front of him.
Sheridan to Reisner. Terry to Sheridan. Panaya Smith. Buck is poached. Receiving it. Panaya Smith. Sheridan. Panaya Smith. Reisner hawking it. And score!
Is that Lynch in the corner that scored that?
Number 35.
35 it is.
35 Mather.
Mather, sorry.
Mather score the winning point.
Well, that ends the game right there as the teams walk by each other. Congratulations to one, commiserations to the other. Let's see this here. Here's Wilson with the disc, big put. Comes down, falls into the lap. Let's have a look at this again. And just on the back foot, too far out for Quixley to be able to do anything or lay out. And there's the score that we have there from Mather to finish the game. Kicks the disc. She's had enough of this game. She likes the win though, don't get me wrong there. It's like she's just happy to see that's it. Let's have a break now. They've got till tomorrow now for the semis for another one. Looking at the summary there, we have 27 turns to Prime. That's a big telling tale there. Breaks, 8 breaks for Big. Again, another telling tale there. That's how they got away to that lead. Only 1 break to Prime. Clean holds, not much in there, 4 versus 2. Big definitely on those breaks, taking it away 8-1 and having fewer turns at the end of the day. Capitalising on the turns that did happen from Prime. That's the way, that's the story of this game. Closing thoughts?
I think it was a great game for both teams, but we can really see that Big has put on their A game, securing their place in the semis.
They certainly have. Look, we've got one more game coming up at 4:10 local time, which is going to be United versus Old Boys. The second place in Pool B versus third place in Pool A. Stay tuned. We've got great commentators. Rachel and Toby will be on the mic for that one coming up shortly. From everyone here at ULTI.TV, thank you for joining in. Please share with your friends the stream this weekend. And again, we say thank you very much for your patronage. Over and out from us.
ULTI.TV.
I love playing this game. It's violent.